Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios, high-quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations, security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
You got me feeling lately like a new world has begun. There's a fire so deep in my soul, it's rising with the sun. I'm taking the future and I'm leaving the past. There's a sign on the road, let's travel. It's saying don't look back. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. Nothing but the horizon is standing in my way. Some people like to dream of tomorrow, but I'ma give it all today. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day.
Welcome to week 7 of the PGF. Guys, I cannot wait to see what ends up happening these final 2 weeks. We have a very close race at the top. We've got Hunter Colvin with 66 points, and Elijah is trailing him by 5. They each have 4 matches left, and man, they have to maximize every one of their opportunities. Hunter has a huge matchup tonight, and I want to start off week 7 talking about this against Stephen Eakin. We saw Elijah get a really quick break, and he scored 4 points against Stephen. How many points do you think Hunter will? Do you think he'll get the choke?
What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I believe Hunter is going to continue with his accuracy. He's just so lethal. He has just a really solid game plan. So I think it's just going to be a rinse and repeat with that one.
I think he can get the choke. I don't know that he's going to be able to do the extra point. I think we've seen Steven pause on his feet a lot and wait out that minute, especially that first minute. So I think there's an opportunity to get 6.
We're starting to reach the point in the season where we could see some guys try and stall out other guys to hurt their chances, especially when it comes to blue team versus red team. So do you think we'll see a guy, maybe Steven, do you think maybe he just tries to stall out Hunter at this point? Because Steven, he's in the middle right now in the pack. Like, he's not going to finish in the top 2 spots. So do you think there's any chance we could see Steven play a much more reserved game and it will be much harder for Hunter to get the finish?
I think Steven's going to put up a good fight, but I think just Hunter is just so overwhelming with his pressure and technique, and he's probably gotten a lot comfortable because this is later now in this season. So I feel like Steven will be in defense mode, but I feel like his defense will not be enough for Hunter Colvin.
I agree. I think that Hunter's going to be able to capitalize and draw the submission.
And I think one of the matchups that everybody had circled, especially if you know these two guys, is Matt Elkins versus Jake Elkins. And I just think there's going to be a lot of pride on the line here, especially when it comes to on the feet. These guys, die-hard, lifelong wrestlers. And I think we're going to see an absolute war. And I think Matt's knees just magically, he's not going to feel the pain this match. It's one of those things like he's just, the moment's going to take over, and I no idea what's going to happen. Guys, I want to hear a prediction in that match. First, who's going to win the takedown battle, and is there going to be a sub, and who gets it?
You want this one first? Or?
Okay, so we have to look at, Jake's got the advantage of the weight. But Matt's got the more jiu-jitsu experience, and he's dealing with the knee issue. Like you said, it may go to the back of his mind, but I don't know. I think Jake may be a little evil. I think he's got it in him to actually go after that hurt leg. So my prediction will be that Jake will get the takedown, and I think Jake will win.
Yeah, that sounds pretty close to mine. I think... First of all, I wish we could have saw this with 100% of both of them health-wise. But I think the injury is going to play a huge role. I think Matt is hurt way more than we think. I think he's actually been putting up a face. So I feel like hopefully Matt respects the takedown and game and pulls guard. So I think because he's been pulling guard consistently. So I feel Matt's going to pull guard, and then Jake's probably going to win this one with a submission, but I think Matt's going to go out with a fight. I'm not sure how how long that's going to take, but I feel like Jake has this one.
What do you think?
Oh, man. I really don't know. I think that's going to be a toss-up. I think that match could go either way. And really, the last thing we have to talk about is we got to always end with Evan Stapler. Evan has just been on an absolute tear. In between commentaries, I hear more about Evan than any other competitor. People asking me how I think he's doing, or all this different stuff. Is what he's doing dirty. What do you guys expect to see Evan from Evan tonight against Mega Mike Johnson in the first match, and then in his second match? This is one of my favorite matches of the night, and I believe we're going to end the show with this: Evan versus Stephen Eakin. But first, I guess let's talk about Mega Mike Johnson versus Evan Stapler.
What do you think, Joe?
Man, Mike's got experience, but we can't say that anymore about people that go against Evan because it seems like he's hit Evan's ferocity just overwhelms people's experience. And we've seen that Mike does not like being on bottom. So, but the question is, who's going to win the fight for, top and bottom? I feel like whoever wins the fight for top is going to win the match. What do you think, Liz?
I see Evan going to the bottom, and we have not been able to see Evan recover and perform as well from the bottom position as we've seen him use the top position to capitalize. So I see Evan, his lack of experience this time, getting him on the bottom. So I think he's going to have a tough night.
I don't know. $1,000 is not worth what the growth I experienced of just being around these guys. And so the points will fall where they may. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so thankful to you. I'm so thankful to you, the work y'all put in. It's been amazing.
Sam, much respect for Sam. I'll play whatever game he wants to play because he's whatever he engages with, I'm gonna try to engage back. He's a phenomenal coach. He's hollering stuff out there that I'm not used to having a coach anyway, but he's saying things that are just so in the moment that you actually can absorb it, and it's not too much. He's not spitting out tons of information. He's just saying, hey, look, hey, get back to this. Get that shoulder, your right shoulder, put it down, get it on the mat. And he's just so calm but direct. Super mad respect for Sam. I really want to grapple him and see how he rolls. But mad respect for him. He's a great captain of our team.
Starting off week 7, we have Judo Justin, who's still looking for his first PGF win, going against the guy that is currently in 3rd place overall, Sam Barbosa. And Sam's been, he's definitely at times very aggressive and firing on cylinders. And then there's times he goes out and he takes 3, 4, 5 minutes to get going. And this is a match that he needs. Like, he
Judo
should
Justin
get 7.
with the foot sweep attempt, but Sam gets on top. Got about 50 seconds for extra points.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Sam opens up Judo Justin. Judo Justin has been, guys have had a tough time getting all 7 from him. And, Sam's got 37 seconds left. He needs to find a way to open him up and maximize his scoring opportunity.
So we see Sam in this good position right here, and he really likes this position. So he, let's just see how long it takes him to get the finish. Hopefully he won't just chill out here.
Justin putting in some frames, trying to look to shrimp away.
And Sam's letting him move a little bit more, and I think that's a good strategy, allowing him to get to a side so maybe he can go.
Sam's
for
in on
guillotine.
on this choke right now.
Ooh, 6
Judo
seconds.
Justin's looking like he's trying to frame out. Does a good job popping that elbow.
He thought about it. You saw that hand reach up like he was going to tap, but he did a good job, pushed that elbow off, escapes the guillotine, but he's still mounted.
Hey, props to Justin for really fighting through that, because it would have been okay if he's tapped to Sam right there, because Sam's just so big and one of the main guys.
I think this is a case where guys are competing. Like now, I think Judo Justin is just out there seeing how good his defense
Pushing
is.
his limits. I like that. I respect that.
Like he's playing a different game than Sam is.
Sam with the truck roll.
Nice little samurai roll right there. I love the samurai roll. That was one of when I first saw the samurai roll, that was a move I had to have in my game.
Sam looking for a twister or put him back into his truck.
Well, Justin was able to take away the extra point.
Justin put himself in the twister.
Sam's deep on that twister, gets the tap.
The first twister in season 2, Sam Barbosa. Man,
That should be a twister award.
there should be.
There should be a
twister
in a way.
bonus.
Yeah.
Sam, oh man, that was fun. I enjoyed Sam too. He's just about sniped my head off, but there again, I was like, I can't let him have a choke here. If I was smart, I probably would have, but because I might have got a point out of it.
And I wanted the 7 points for the guillotine. He didn't give it to me because the homie is so good at protecting his neck for how old he is and how he's not a legitimate I want to be a world champion competitor, but I have a lot of respect for how he rolls. I don't know. But I realized it was going to be really hard to choke him, and so I decided to just samurai roll and see what happened. Ended up in the twister.
That twister gives Sam 3 points, so added to his total, he now has 59. So for this block 12, the red team is at 0 and the blue team is at 3.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that... I don't see him pulling. If you listen to any of the background of him talking, he's definitely trash talks people who pull. So it'll probably be mostly a wrestling match on the feet. And I would like to say I got him there, but I also said that about Jake, so we never know.
Yeah, Randy, he's a smaller guy. I think I'm bigger than Randy. He's a smaller guy, good wrestler, but I don't really see much jiu-jitsu technique from him. I probably won't even wrestle him because it's just a waste of time. Probably just work on my guard and go from there. Listen, you know how it is. I'm out here doing what I gotta do. These guys talking about teamwork. Nah, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to make it. I'm gonna make it.
All right, we've got Kemoy, another chance to really add a good victory to his PGF resume. I think Kemoy started off slowly. Past couple of weeks, we've seen some good jiu-jitsu from Kemoy, but he's got a tough test right here against Randy Roden. And we heard in the pre-fight interview, like, Randy's expecting maybe a stand-up war, but Kemoy, he's going to sit and look to get into jiu-jitsu as quickly as possible.
Smart move by Kemoy, but Randy's quick. Quick for this guard pass, looking for headlock.
This is a really interesting match. I actually haven't really thought about this one, but I think this is a really interesting style. Yes,
low-key burner right here.
Very, very good stylistic matchup.
And Randy's bigger in this situation, which is fun. Kemoy said he wasn't going to wrestle, but it's easy to be just drawn into that world.
Yeah.
He noticed how tough Randy was on bottom, and he was like, okay, maybe I might have to wrestle a little bit.
Nice little sprawl right there.
I bet you Randy feels he just gets more and more comfortable every match. It's ridiculous.
Well, it really helps when you're a blue belt and you just don't have a lot to lose. Going against guys that have more experience, and you can really go out there and show
with
out.
The Russian tie attempt, and Randy just does a 360.
Turns out.
That was nuts. Kemoy with an overhook, attempts to pull guard with it, but Randy just limp arms out of it.
And we saw Steven really have trouble, especially in the half guard. And Steven's half guard's really, really good, but I mean, this kid is going to be super tough to sweep and get on top. And that's where Kemoy does his best work.
Kemoy's already breathing a little heavy, and Randy just still looks comfortable.
I don't think we've seen Randy breathe hard, even in his match against Steven, where he ended up losing in the last couple seconds. I mean, he looks like he can go forever.
Yeah, that just tells you that he's not using 100% energy. You can only imagine his true explosiveness.
That's pretty shocking, right, for a wrestler that's only been doing submission grappling for a year.
That he's holding back.
It's really strange. You would think that he'd be way more explosive for the first couple of minutes, and then once you saw the 4, 5, 6 minute mark, he'd be in the deeper waters. But it's not the case at all.
I'm always dragging him into this half guard because he knows, he's like, hey man, you're a blue belt. Let's see if you understand some of this dog fight. Kemoy doing a real good job of trying to fight for these underhooks. Randy is aware of it. Randy also has a really good overhook, so it's going to be interesting once he does get to the dog fight, if he can.
It's really nice to see a guy use the whip properly. That was a really good use of the whip to win the underhook battle.
And get that weight off of you.
Mm-hmm. But Randy's got a professional overhook. Chewing that gum, man, I
that
just
must
love
be
it. I'm telling you, that chewing the gum is Randy's power. When he has the gum in his mouth, he's relaxed. Nothing gets to him.
Kemoy gets his butterfly, butter half. Looking to elevate with it, maybe to try a sweep. Nice sweep attempt by Kemoy to get up.
That's the problem. Finishing a sweep on Randy is going to be so hard. All he has to do is just frame and stand up.
But Kemoy, he was real good at that awareness, and he just used it to just create that space enough to get away, which was good because that bottom position is tough with Randy.
Yeah, it is, man. And Kemoy looked really good. He had a couple of really good plays right there, and that was a nice butterfly sweep attempt, but got to keep this kid down.
We got 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Kemoy pulls guard. Look at Randy with this Rotolo passing style. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just innovating as he goes.
Nice pass. Just floated that butterfly hook. Now past the guard.
Oh, I hear Elijah coaching from the side.
Yeah, I think Elijah's a big, he's a big Randy fan.
It's hard not to be.
We got 2 minutes
really
left.
Nice mermaid escape right there. That was beautiful.
Kemoy's definitely the better jiu-jitsu practitioner in this, but he's going to have to really rely on this jiu-jitsu.
He's got a little bit of a shoulder crunch.
He needs to get that other arm to frame on the face on the other side. There it is, but Randy just uses that to get his arms free.
Mm-hmm. Randy got his head over Kemoy's head and he's pulled out.
Kemoy's close guard is a little open.
Looks like he's gonna try a hip bump triangle here.
That could work.
1 minute, Randy's base is amazing.
And there it is, pops it up. Randy does a great job of flipping out, but Gibbs
I love it though.
opposition.
The submission attempt causes Randy to lose his base. Really nice work from Kemoy.
Now Randy's on bottom. Kemoy's gonna put him on him. He has a minute to work. Let's see how good Randy's defense is.
He's gonna start working on something.
Yeah, he's got a minute.
Randy's blocking that hip because he doesn't want to get mounted, but Kemoy is just patient, maybe a little too patient.
See, it's funny because on bottom, I feel like Kemoy's two different players. Like on top, he's super patient and grindy, and on bottom, he'll throw up a lot of submissions.
Randy looking for that.
Oh, that's deep. He's
Wow!
gonna get that. Oh, a little old school judo. A little old school judo right there. What a match.
I kind of knew I was gonna beat Randy, but I thought I would have beat him easier. I felt like I got that sub at the very last few minutes. I thought I would have, cause I knew I didn't want to wrestle with him. Like we would just waste too much time, both of us trying to take each other down. Cause if he could wrestle, I could wrestle too. But the game here is to try to get the sub as soon as possible. So my game plan was bring him to my guard and try to work a triangle. But every time I brought him to my guard, he was real good at posturing. He was slippery, so I couldn't, control him. So I ended up sweeping him and then finish him from there from side control.
Did a lot of hand fighting. It probably wasn't that fun to watch, but it was a lot of hand fight. I don't remember how we ended up getting to the mat, but I was on top for most of it. Still, just not being able to get into a position to submit, and eventually I ended up getting swept, and he ended up sitting into this Casey Katami position, and just ended up getting an arm lock on me. Yeah.
That break gives Kemoy 3 points. They're added to his total. He is now at 26. So for block 12, the blue team is now at 6. The red team remains at 0.
It's group building exercise in the morning that really got me back focused mentally, got me settled down, and just kind of balanced me back out. I was reaching a little bit too far in my matches yesterday, and I just had to refocus and clear my head and get back to it.
That's where I just don't have that and I don't think anyone really should. I just don't have that killer instinct. I don't want to go out there and try to hurt him. He could probably hurt me even though he's compromised. He could probably still get me, but I don't. I'm gonna go out there and treat it like any other match, but I don't want to. I don't know what his injuries are, and I almost don't want to know because I don't want to go in there and well, maybe I should know, but I don't want to go in there and attack anything that's hurt. I just want to try to get a good match, and he seems to sit guard a lot as well, and he's seems to be a skilled leg guy.
So our first red versus blue matchup, we have Zack representing the red team going against Grayson, the newly promoted blue belt. And Grayson is, he's had a couple of good matches, but he's been on a string of tough losses. And he's got a motivated and refocused Zack Edwards. And when Zack's out there doing his best jiu-jitsu, he can beat anybody. And so I think this is going to be a really, really tough match for Grayson.
Jumping guillotine attempts by Zack. Interesting guard pull.
Yeah, that was probably the strangest first 10 seconds.
It's like a triangle setup.
I've ever seen.
Forced.
Very sloppy. Forced, like Lindsay said. Yep.
You talk about just the bully pass. I'm telling you, this is the season of the bully pass, and that's a deep
Look at
heel
that leg
hook.
lock entry.
And there's 4.
Ooh, hurt his back.
Grayson, again, I tried to come out and kind of hit a flying guillotine to roll him over in the mount, and he's just hip to it, or I'm just not good enough at it, and I ended up double collar tying, pulling down, almost had a triangle set up, couldn't lock it up all the way, ended up engramming into turtle, and I'm not quite sure how I got into honey hole, but I got into honey hole. and was able to finish the inside heel hook rather quick.
Okay, so that heel hook gives Zack Edwards 4 points. He got the submission within the first minute. So for block 12, the red team is now at 4. The blue team remains at 6.
Yeah, the best guy in the room. I never have had a good plan about what I'm going to do with Hunter or how that one's going to play out. He's looking really good. His match with Jake tonight was stupid, and that kind of pressure was a little intimidating, if I'm going to be 100% honest about it. I definitely don't want to let him get on top of me like that because it looked like a buzzsaw. I feel good, man. I'm healthy. Some other people are not so healthy, unfortunately. But I've already had matches with him, except for Matt. Matt's my last match, but he's going to go out like a G.
He'll be tough too. We'll see with my game, as Elijah just showed, he's real susceptible to leg locks, so I'll have that as an ace in the hole. But I'm just going to keep trying to do the same game I've been doing to everybody: positional dominance, get to their back and choke them. I'm definitely feeling it today after the Elkins boy match. Like I'm feeling tired, and I've got a tough day tomorrow and a tough day Wednesday. I think I'm in the lead right now, so I'm feeling good about that. I have good, sound, fundamental jiu-jitsu, passing, back control, just real traditional jiu-jitsu, and I'm proud of that.
Is there anybody here that can beat you?
I don't think so. I think Elijah's gotten a lot better, and I think he's a lot tougher than our last match, but I don't think he can beat me. He might be able to draw me out to a draw, but I don't think he can beat me. I always said that I'm never going to be one of those people who get so big and then stop taking matches from people. Anybody who wants to have a match with me, I'll give them a match. I like challenging myself. I like giving the guys coming up their dues. Kind of seems like some of these people, when they reach certain levels, they don't think about the people coming up like they did. Kind of just they're too good for them. If you're up and coming and you think you want a shot, I'm more than happy to give you a shot.
Well, that was about as gangster as it gets. Man, you talk about respect. Respect to you, Hunter Colvin. A lot of competitors should look to you and how you act and behave like that. But we've got a black-on-black match, and this has been kind of rare in the PGF. We've had multiple black belts into the PGF, but anytime we get to see 2 black belts on the PGF mats is a special night.
Here we go.
And this is interesting.
Strong takedown by Steven.
Honestly, best case scenario right there just happened.
Yes.
Let's see how long he can hold Hunter down. And with that said, Hunter uses a sweep to get on top, and it's immediately looking to pass.
Just made it look so easy.
Straight into that Kemoy trap.
Right.
Roll into the back.
Oh, he's going to give his back up. Steven almost won the angle battle, but lost it, and now he's giving his back up.
Hunter just sitting in this chair sit position, looking to take the back.
So 40 seconds. You got 18 seconds for 1 point, an extra point.
Steven's doing a good job of fighting, but his bottom hand seems to be trapped.
Yeah, and he needs to be moving his hips. He's just hand fighting. He's got to move his whole body to try and escape. Well, the extra point is out now. Elijah's got to be watching going, no, I was hoping for a break here.
Steven doing a good job of defense, but he does need it, like Matt said, he needs to start getting his shoulder to the floor and his hips moving.
Yeah, he needs to win the head position. His head's in the middle, and he is stacked up, so it's going to be hard for Hunter to get a rear naked choke from this position.
Hunter's crossed his feet. It seems like he's oh, we can stay here all day then.
Yeah. Well, you can see Steven's not trying to escape; he's just defending. But it's going to be really tough for Hunter to get the rear naked choke from this position.
Looks like Hunter's trying to transition. I think that was Steven's play. Just wait out the storm and hopefully transitions to an armbar and escape during the transition.
Yeah. Well, and you've seen Hunter switch games when he feels like he's not getting the submission, and so I think we're going to see him switch from the rear naked choke, and especially when it starts getting near that 3-minute mark.
Little face crush by Hunter Colvin.
Yeah, he just doesn't. Yeah,
there's the transition right there to the armbar. Steven uses that to try to get out. Hunter could always go back to the back too. This is a good play to just get the person to open up. But he switches it to a triangle.
Beautiful work by Hunter. And he's going to get that triangle. That is tight.
In there.
Tight reverse triangle from the back. Gets the finish by Hunter Colvin.
Wow. Big 6 points for Hunter Colvin. He's fired up, dude. I love it.
Fired up. Let's go.
Dude, and the red team, you saw James put it out, and he was like, nah, dude, we're not on the same team. That was...
I had a lot of respect for Steven coming in, just the fact that he's one of the few black belts in the tournament. And I've seen him get in top half and put some pretty good pressure on people. As far as all the guys in the tournament, he's one of the guys that's using really good positional based jiu-jitsu. So I wasn't able to get on top of him right away. I had to go to full guard, just hit a basic scissor sweep, got on top, got to his back, and couldn't finish the choke. Just he did a really good job defending. Ended up switching to the triangle and finished that way.
Yeah, that was the finish of the night.
Yeah, finish of the night that night.
Hunter. Yeah. Obviously, Hunter's the number one dude. He's going to win the whole thing. I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch up to him at this point, based on the matchups and stuff that are left. It was cool to grapple somebody like that. He's got a really good style. I knew what he was going to do, and when he got my back, I'm actually pretty tough from there, so I don't get choked from my back a lot. And so I spent a while just stripping, hand fighting and stuff like that. And I thought for a few minutes or whatever, however long that was, that I was going to be able to get a turn once I started hand fighting with him enough, because not that he was going to get tired, but he was picking up his intensity. And I think that would maybe turn into frustration in another 5 or 10 grip strips or something like that. But then he turned on the arm, and as he turned for the arm, I thought I was going to be able to get that was going to be my corner to hit to really make this another style of match. But dude, he hit the brakes on it just right and clamped down like a triangle from his side. And so I was over it this way or something, so I couldn't, there was no easy way to open up my shoulder and my elbow here to get that space. And it started closing in on me, man, so I had to give it up to him. And he's a buzzsaw, man. He's just blasting cats. It's crazy, but it's cool to see.
That triangle gives Hunter 6 points, so added to his total, he now is at 72. So for block 12, the red team is at 4, and the blue team is at 12.
Learn that crushing, smashing game thing,
dude. I don't know. I think that's just something else, because you don't really teach that. I mean, you have amazing pressure when I'm rolling with you and stuff, but you're not grinding on my face and everything. I don't know, dude. I just don't want you to relax at all. I don't want you to be chill and stuff. I'm just trying to finish. Really.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrestle Evan down for sure and pass. Seeing he's doing this shoulder of justice thing to people, I ain't trying to get any of that. So I'm definitely trying to take him down, control the match, get a quick finish with Evan.
Okay, here we go. This is an interesting style matchup too. Two guys that both dominant on top. I don't think they either plan to be on bottom at any point during this match if they can help it. But we have Mega Mike Johnson, purple belt from SBG Alabama, going against Evan Stapler, the blue belt from 10th Planet.
Here we go. On paper, Mike should win this, but let's see if Evan can keep riding that aggressive train that he's been pulling. Tries to take down, but he's way too low. Mike grabs a guillotine.
Heavy on that head. Nice. Drags him out. And this is where we've seen Evan struggle, when he does get in these positions, especially if he can get flat backed.
Yeah, that was a big mistake by Evan. He just came in on that takedown attempt with his head just down. Evan staying calm. But Mike looking for a crucifix. Rear naked choke. Potentially or head and arm. That would be very ironic.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Mike didn't grind enough on it.
Mike with this Kemoy trap, maybe looking to use it to transition to the back.
Evan is
or an
really
armbar.
tough to finish, especially in arm bars. He's so good at just finding and stacking. If Evan can get to this stacked position.
Yeah, that might have been a big mistake by Mike, but it looks like he's. Oh, Evan just gritted his teeth through that armbar and just.
Mike just lost the elbow line.
That was a clean look on that armbar by Mike.
Oh my goodness.
There goes the face pushing. Mike's not the one to take that. That's a slap, basically.
I'll beat your ass if you do that to me, bro. I'm gonna let you know right now.
You can see the crowd, the guys on the side.
Oh, and there we saw a little bit of forearm in the throat.
You could tell by Mike's body language. He's like, okay, that's what we doing. Let's do this.
Yeah. Mike knows about the prison rules. Dude. He's like, let's go. But that was a big mistake by Evan. You know, he's pushing on the face and he gave up position because he was focused on trying to.
You don't want to make the bigger guy that's on top of you mad. Wait until you get on top and then start, poking the bear.
Yeah. Mike's got 4 minutes.
Evan doing a good job defending right now. Evan's tough to put away now.
I think Mike plans on making this slow and miserable.
Yeah. I think yeah. If anything, he sharpened up Mike's mental by doing that. It reversed, it backfired. Mike just grinding through to the mount. He's probably setting up that head and arm to make a statement.
That was an excellent transition.
Yeah, Mike's giving it everything he's got.
Head low.
Evan's still got his frame in, but he's got to think about getting to his side. He's got to do a big bump coming up. That frame is key. That frame right there is going to allow Evan, especially if Mike tries to step off too early, Evan's going to be able to bump off and get to his side.
And Evan can't hold that arm like that for too long. It's actually exhausting. So look, Mike is slowly getting that angle, but he's getting it. And he's patient enough that he's like, I'll stay here the whole time.
Oh, no.
A little premature.
Like I said,
a little too early on that.
Still on top, though. I think Mike's thinking about putting his chin in Evan's eye.
I think Mike's thinking, I'm going to head and arm you so that...
It's going to be really difficult for him to finish this. Evan's frame is so disciplined.
Yeah,
Mike's such a small detail.
Mike should transition to that triangle right there, but he's in a tunnel right now, and I get it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he's like, you saw Mike when he was getting his face pushed away, he just turned away, and he came back red.
Yeah.
If he tries to go off again, he's going to allow Evan to get back to his side.
Evan just loves this whole atmosphere. Even when he's on bottom, I think he's smiling a little bit.
He's having the best
He's
time
having a good old time.
Dude, Evan, he didn't think he was going to be where he's at, you know? He came in with confidence, but not that amount of confidence.
Mike's still hungry for this submission attempt here.
His head's too high.
Yeah. And the more tired he gets, the harder it really will be for both people to.
I'm telling you, you guys watching at home really need to pay attention to Evan's frame. I mean, it's just such a small detail, and that's the only thing saving him right now.
The one across Mike's waist. Yeah.
It keeps Mike from going up higher on Evan's chest.
Yeah, and then if he tries to come off, Evan's got his point of his elbow into the hip, and it's just so easy to follow and get to your side.
All right, so do you think Mike should transition?
Yes, but he's so tired now that his transition's going to be sloppy.
Mike's not a finisher, you know? Like,
he needs to use that gift wrap. He needs to use that gift wrap. Because if he can get that far, he can get the gift wrap.
And covering Evan's face a little bit.
Mike's got a minute left. He's got to make a play.
Timeout, mounting triangle.
Something else. Just something else. Like, he needs to understand that he's been doing this for 2 minutes plus.
Yeah.
And nothing happened, so he's going to get it within a minute. It's possible, but it's.
I just wonder how many
likely.
Submissions Mike is like really, really good at. I bet he only has a hand like 2 or 3 that he feels really comfortable using on game day. We just haven't seen many like submission attempts from Mike. So I just don't know if he has like a Hail Mary submission that he can use these last 30 seconds.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem about going into your emotions. You get this tunnel vision, and by the time you snap out of it, you're exhausted. So even if you wanted to transition, look, he's looking for that triangle, but it's just...
Evan's out the back door.
Yeah, Evan's out.
Oh.
And Evan's got plenty of energy. He took that time to rest. So he's going to go for it. he just doesn't have enough time, it seems like. Evan's scrambling for anything.
Mike's exhausted, though. You see Mike.
Armbar attempt by Evan. It's way too late.
Oh, my God.
And with that, that's time.
Dude. Evan, though. Evan.
Yeah, he's a little mad at himself.
Evan. So I took him down immediately. I feel like I controlled the match the entire time, man. I mean, my jiu-jitsu felt way better than his. Honestly, he's very tough. I was disappointed in myself. Like, I got to mount, and I don't know why I couldn't finish that arm triangle, but it was just like inches away. I had a Kimura attempt as well, I think, but it's a little bit of like drama mid-match. I don't know if you guys caught that on the camera, but I don't know. My man was like mushing my face a little bit when I was passing his guard, and Matt and Jake didn't like that all that much. So anyway, a little drama after that, but it's all good. I guess it's kind of part of his game, but you know, I felt like I dominated the match again. Like, if all these matches were points matches, I'd be winning, but it's not that. So
they told me I was, you know, getting a little carried away. We came here for jiu-jitsu, not to fight. So that's cool. Then they said, you know, it's totally cool to just have that dog inside of you. And then, you know, they said they were with that. But as you want to move up in the ranks and stuff, you got to learn how to tame it and bring it out at the right time. Just learning, like they said, just when to really, like, pull that dog out and when to not, you know. Like, I have actual, like, technique. And I feel like I'm kind of being just one-dimensional and not kind of, like, hold myself back if all I want to do is just smash somebody's face.
And so he came over after the match. And we had a conversation. I just told him, I said, hey, man, look, like, that's not the way it is. You know, I said, dude, you need to understand, like, there's people sparing your life. I said, I could have home run you on the way down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I didn't do that. And I think that's the right thing, too, right? I mean, the only way, no one's explained to him the way the game works. And so, I mean, I've been on that for 20 years, right? And if you talk to somebody who's been in the game long enough, they really understand how the hierarchy works. And maybe you haven't been told yet before, right? But like you understand it, and so no one just explained it to him at that level yet, right? And we just told him, hey, dude, you are part of the squad. You know, like you don't have to win to get our respect, and you're not going to get our respect doing it that way, even if you do get the dub, right? So if you want a fist fight, there's a place for that, you know. But that's not what everyone signs up for when they're doing jiu-jitsu. And he was super humble, man. He was super humble. In fact, he came to us at post match. You know, humbly, not aggressively, humbly, like, hey, man, I'm sorry, whatever, and ask questions. And he's come back and talked to us 2 or 3 times since then, before I've even done this interview, right? We hadn't left the gym, and so he's got the right attitude about it. And is super apologetic. I watched him walk around and handshake every dude and have a lengthy conversation with everybody that he's you know, fought, I guess.
So that draw is going to add 0 points to each competitor's total. So Mike remains at 15, Evan remains at 42. The red team remains at 4, and the blue team remains at 12.
Block 12, son. Listen, I've been whooping his ass his whole life. He better come get it. You know what I'm saying? He's going to see this, and one of us is going to lose and hear about it at Thanksgiving for forever. So the video will always exist. I'm up about 10,000 wins on him, okay, as his big brother. But the one on camera for everybody to watch is going to be worth a lot. So we're definitely scrap. Neither one of us are healthy. We both know the other one is jacked up. Expect some trash talk. It's going to be all the way fun, dude.
Dude, what a douche. Oh my God, he's such a douchebag. What else can we say about Jake Elkins besides he's a douchebag? I mean, yeah, I can't wait. Block 12 is what I came here for, in case y'all were wondering. In case the people wanted to see it, Block 12 is where the shit goes down. I'm gonna kill Jake Elkins for sure. I can't kill him, but I'm gonna choke his damn neck, boy, for sure.
Listen, we will be fighting to the death. Do you understand? Like, nothing could matter more. No amount of money is worth the opportunity to claim victory over your brother. Like, to maintain big brother status, or like he just wants to be able to say he beat me. You know what I'm saying? And so, 1,000%.
What's that going to look like at Thanksgiving if he wins?
Look, dude. All of them, like, we all won state titles based off the pressure that we were delivering downhill to the other one. Like, yeah, dude, you ain't even won state yet. You know what I'm saying? Our youngest brother, Marcus, literally walked off the mat, didn't say one word except he could finally play the game because he had joined the state champ club after we grilled him for forever. So growing up in the Elkins house was tough, and y'all are going to find out, like, who reigns supreme still. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're still talking about what you did yesterday, it's because you done nothing today. So, like, I'm going to always remind him of the 10,000 wins I have over him. But I'll be leaving a little sore if I don't come out on top, so I'll be playing for keep.
Are you going to pull guard against your brother tomorrow?
I mean, I feel like the people want to see guns ablazing takedowns from me and my brother. But I just have to say right now that he don't want that shit, man. He don't want that shit at all, okay? But since my little leg's all tweaked, I'm going to sit down and show him what that damn jiu-jitsu is talking about, you know.
Is it going to make a difference? Were you going to leg lock him or what?
No, I mean, I don't really like to leg lock my brother. I like to choke him. Simply put. Thanksgiving looks like every other year, if he's got something smart to say, I'll smack him in his little mouth, you know? And if he winds up ripping, he's probably going to go for my bad leg. He's a scoundrel. He's a rascal. That's his only chance, is to grab my bad leg. And if he does, then he's got to look me in the eyes after we say grace, come up with one of those right there, lock eyes, and know he don't have what it takes, unless it's my bad leg. But it's all good. I still love him. I still let him carry our last name poorly, but, you know, I love him to death.
Well, here we go. We have
I'm so excited.
a big rivalry that's been going on for 29 years. We have Matt Elkins versus Jake Elkins, and I think this is really going to be a war.
Good shit, bro. I've been doing this for life. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of love, but hey, it's about to be a war. So, Matt says he's going to say, but we've seen guys say they're going to do something. I think we're going to see wrestling at some point, and I don't know who has the advantage.
Here we go.
Both braced up.
Wearing the ironclad gear.
Jake with the fake sit. This is exciting. Everybody's holding their breath on this one.
Yeah, it is, man. It's really exciting. Matt's guards looked really good. Dude, if he did a spin around leg lock, I was like, dude, if he just underhook and leg locked him, that'd be the most big brother move of all time.
Already some trash talking by Matt Elkins.
Ooh, that was a nice arm drag attempt.
Is anybody trying to coach them? I think everybody's silent.
Yeah, Matt's got more jiu-jitsu experience, but he is injured.
Play. It's a good De La Hiva play.
Beautiful guillotine entry.
This is where he wants to be.
Yeah, he can use this to sweep.
This is bad news.
Wow. Beautiful sweep.
And Matt's good legs in the half guard. This is where Matt is just a monster.
Just go and get. Somebody start counting them back points.
All right, so extra points out the window, but I don't know. We might just turn the timer off until there's a sub.
Now, Jake stayed in the pocket right there and took that underhook while Matt was goofing around. I think that was a big mistake by Matt. That was a good control point that he just gave up.
You trying to get punch choked right here? What's up?
Play for keeps, boys.
Jake, big explosion.
Jake explodes out, looks for leg lock attempts.
He's like, dang, wrong leg.
He's trying to get the good one, too.
Matt in on a leg lock entry. Oh, it's deep.
It's deep, but he's rolling. Nah, he's
knee
good.
line's out.
He's going to clear the knee line.
Out.
And that's the thing. Jake knows if he just stands, Matt's got to sit. Matt sits again. Matt's guard's holding up, and Jake's passing has been ferocious, and so you're really seeing how high level Matt's guard game is.
Yeah, this is a super fun match. It reminds me of like Bill Cooper and Jeff Glover.
That's a good anaconda attempt.
Beautiful entries.
Oh, okay.
A nice little teep kick to the chest.
Little capoeira action by Matt Elkins.
They gotta pull up their braces.
I like that they take 5. Like they look at each other and go, "Hey, let's pull up our braces."
Jake's trying to pass the weak side
I like the volume of action we're getting and the legitimacy of the attacks because they're going for it.
Nice little pummel right there by Jake to win the inside position.
Jake likes passing to Matt's right side.
Mm-hmm.
Matt sweeps to get up on top. Nice. Right into a knee slice. Takes the back.
Beautiful back.
Oh my God, he's deep on that.
He's gonna get that.
Face crush.
He's gonna get that.
Oh my God, he gets a tap.
Matt Elkins slays Big Brother. What a back take.
Well, the fantasy is going wild right now. Fantasy is going wild.
Block 12, son. That's what I came here to do. You know, I really felt like I was gonna get my brother's leg and rip it off. And just between me and you, I definitely tried to, and he wasn't playing that shit. And when we got up, I was like, oh damn, he came for real to play. You know, because we had a couple moments where we were like talking, you know, mad shit to each other in front of everybody, and then we would have our quieter moments, you know, to each other. It's like, yeah, dude, I don't know if my knee's gonna like make it, or I don't know if my back's gonna make it. And we were just kind of being honest, like maybe we're not gonna go out here and try and kill each other. But then we got out there and got straight to it, you know. So it was awesome, man. He defended the leg lock really well. I thought that I got him with a leg lock, which I would have been super happy about. We've been trying to turn ourselves into no good, dirty butt scooters. So if I had a leg lock my dude, I'd have been super proud. But yeah, I caught him slipping, dude. Caught you slipping.
Listen, dude, that's why we came. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know what we're about, it's that was it, dude. That was awesome. I loved it. We grew up doing this with each other. You know what I mean? And he drugged me into jiu-jitsu. In fact, I think my first day on the mats, we had like a similar kind of scuffle that stopped the gym. Dude, I love that guy. He's been my best friend, since I can remember. And so, honored to share the mats. It probably would have been dirty if I did come out with the win, because I know how he does me in training. So he's man, whatever, dude. That's the way it should be, right? Like I've got a brother to do that with. A lot of people don't have a brother, but like find a training partner, because that's what jiu-jitsu is. You know what I mean?
It's great.
I always like play on a single leg there, kind of. And I mean, I thought this mug had one leg, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden I go to grab his leg and he backstepped over my head, and I was like, I can't believe this just happened, you scoundrel.
That choke gives Matt Elkins 6 points, so added to his total. He is now at 45. So now for block 12, the red team is at 10, the blue team is at 12.
Kevin tomorrow too. Ooh, that's a tank. I finished Kevin quick. He's definitely the liquid Terminator and hard to finish. He's had a rough last few days. I've already won that match in my head.
Okay, we've got Elijah going against Kevin, and man, they had a match in season 1 of the PGF. Elijah took the back, crushed through Kevin's face, and I think he's going to do the same thing again. I think he's going to take Kevin's back and he's going to crush through his face again.
Yeah, I think they've competed multiple times against each other. I think Kevin's won one time, I believe, but this was a long time ago. Yeah, Elijah's just a different animal now.
Kevin thought they were starting the match, dude. Kevin went on the defensive on the hug. You see that double Koichi? He's looking for that ankle pick.
Kevin's playing real safe, trying to stay away from the legs.
Yeah, these guys have definitely rolled a handful of times. They know each other's games pretty well. Elijah, man, he is so much better than he was last PGF season. And that's scary.
Ooh, Kevin is in that pocket of that triangle.
Kevin has a square stance right there, so it's allowing Elijah to get those hooks in. Both hooks in.
Kevin bails. I see Elijah going for that extra point. He's got to feel the pressure knowing Hunter, especially after Hunter choked Steven.
I love this Elijah that's been chasing people down recently. That's a fun Elijah.
I'm a fan, dude, and I know there's probably so many clips of me just gushing about Elijah's game, but I love it, man. That right there, that's something he's added, man. He's
Ankle
always
pick
getting
to the
better.
leg drag, and he uses that to get the armbar attempt. Kevin uses that to get out, but he's transitioning right into that leg lock.
That was a big mistake. I don't understand the leg lock because you know when you pass Kevin, he's going to do what? Go to turtle and show you his back.
I understand it. That looks so cool. Did you see that? He went right into
spamming him.
The leg
He's
lock.
going for that
was
Z-lock.
sick.
That Z-lock's tight.
Oh, gets the leg lock.
Well, Elijah is 36 for 36.
We're looking at the goat, ladies and gentlemen.
The Liquid Terminator, I made quick work of him with an Aoki log. I ankle picked him, passed his guard to knee on belly. I sat back for that arm, switched to the leg, same side leg, and then he pulled the knee line out, which set up the Aoki.
Elijah, man, you know, Elijah is he's good. He's a monster. He did a good job of keeping me out balanced. He really did. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, I'd really like to play that, like play my A game and see how it ends up with his, but I can't do that right now. So my whole other plan was step in, step out, kind of play the in-out game, touch, feel, work grips, see how it works. And of course, he did what he does.
That break gives Elijah 3 points added to his total. He now is at 64. So for block 12, the red team is at 13. The blue team is at 12.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see with him. He's been sitting down a lot, it looks like, playing guard. So I expect more of that. Maybe I can be sneaky. As soon as he sits down, maybe we can try like jumping guard real quick, since he seems to be pretty consistent with that. So maybe I can take advantage of that. With him getting around those legs, I think is going to be the main thing. And then start working the chokes. I think he's going to be happy to take bottom, and I got to capitalize on that.
So our last match in block 12, we have Joshua Gibbs going against James Regina, and this is a big match for both guys because, you know, a win here can make them feel really good about their PGF season 2.
Great matchup.
Yeah, it's a really good stylistic matchup. I think both guys have had their moments in this season, but yeah, they need this win. One of them is going to walk away really happy, I think, after this match. James sits. You know he's going to try and get into those leg locks. Closed guard. Ooh, okay, I say that. He's going right into rubber guard.
Yeah, he's got a good shoulder lock, but he's a little loose on that left side. Both men are just feeling each other out a little bit, looking for positions where they can transition into a sweep.
Ooh, okay.
Ankle lock attempt.
Joshua's in on a straight ankle, but he's way too high up the leg.
It's a little shootout right now. He did this before too. James did this before.
It's getting tight. You can see Joshua's thinking about tapping. Now there's a heel hook. He's gonna get the tap.
That's a deep heel hook.
Yeah, he's gonna get the tap right here.
What paid that time? Shootout paid out.
Good match. I wanted to go in and get a go-go plata because I wanted sub of the night. I just really wanted to get something good off of it, go clinch something. But he pulled out real quick and then he dropped on a leg, so I just went super easy. Grabbed the straight ankle, went up. Hips were a little off point, so I just took my foot over because he was just staying on my foot, grabbed his heel, and finished with the outside heel hook pretty quick in a minute, so I get that extra 4.
James, I'm a little disappointed with that one. I could have done better. For whatever reason. So I remember saying that I'd seen him sitting down, pulling guard, sitting to guard. He didn't do that much last night when I was watching him because he was, we were in that third block last night. So he was on the feet for a little bit, and then he sat down. I started trying to pass a little bit, and then for whatever reason I decided to grab a leg, which, I don't know why. That really wasn't the game plan. But I tried to sit in for the ankle, and he's got them long legs. He was able to counter me with that heel hook, and it just wasn't fast enough to defend. And didn't want to risk, really hurting myself, so I had to tap out to that. So yeah, that was just bad game planning on my part and good technique, on his part there.
That heel hook gives James Regina 4 points. He got the submission within the first minute. So added to his total, he now is at 17. Joshua remains at 12. So for block 12, the red team is at 17. The blue team is at 12. So for block 12, the red team are the winners. So they had 17 points. The blue team was at 12. So we're going to add 1 point to everyone on the red team. So let's go over those new totals. Elijah, 65. Jake, 50. Evan, 43. Matt, 46. Zack, 26. Mike, 16. James, 18. Joshua, 13. On the blue team, Hunter is at 72. Sam, 59. Steven, 35. Kemoy, 26. Kevin, 15. Randy, 11. Grayson, 11. Justin, 7.
Some big things just happened in Block 12. And I think the biggest we have to talk about is Hunter now is 7 points clear of Elijah. 3 matches left, guys. Elijah needs a choke in the bonus time just for a tie. And then he needs to hope that Hunter has a draw or goes for a break. But if Hunter gets one more choke, especially with a bonus point, he's going to be our season 1 champion. Do you guys think Elijah has, what percentage, a chance does Elijah have to catch to catch Hunter at this point?
I don't know. If he continues to settle for breaks, then I think that Hunter's going to...
Well, yeah, he can't do it anymore.
No.
Yeah. I mean, if he just does breaks, he has to do chokes. Yeah. And he's going to have to choke Hunter, probably.
Ooh. That's going to be rough. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. I don't know. I mean, I think once the points difference, even if Hunter wins on the points, I think that last match is going to be the pride match, though. I mean, who won the match and then who won the points. So I don't know. I don't know if Elijah's going to be able to catch up.
Yeah, I think this is setting it up to be a great match between Hunter and Elijah, regardless of the points. But I think the points do play a huge role in it because, Elijah's been flawless, and for Hunter to still win the point battle, even through all that, just shows how good Hunter is. So I think for Elijah, that's going to be a statement fight, and for Hunter, it's just business as usual. But that's when he performs the best. So I think we're going to get fireworks from those two based off of just what's going on.
And then we had a phenomenal match between the Elkins brothers, and I thought it was going to be too close to call. I've seen them train. I've seen them both submit each other plenty of different times, and we saw Matt Elkins do an insane counter to the single leg, steps over, takes the back, and gets a rear naked choke. What did you guys think about that match?
Beautiful display of jiu-jitsu by Matt Elkins. We all knew that's what it was going to take to beat Jake, was to just, and that's been the theme of tonight, was who's got the better jiu-jitsu. As far as that match went, I also felt that Jake was a little nice. I think a lot of that has to play with either Jake's injury, because he did say that he's injured, but I'm not sure specifically where and how far the extent of that injury. But also, I think Jake is just a really nice person, and I didn't see the ferocity against Matt that I saw against other people.
I was just Matt had several attacks that were just really, really good on point. So I do apologize, Matt Elkins, for my lack of faith in you. But yeah, a nice leg lock attack, and then yes, awesome back take. And he fell off, had Jake's arm trapped, and then just slide right across the face it was beautiful.
Yeah, you made a pretty bold prediction. You were like, "No, Jake's gonna finish." And
I thought Jake would too.
But we also...
You didn't make a prediction at all.
No, I said it was too close to call.
Stayed over there. You just stayed over there in your little corner.
No. And we saw an emotional Evan Stapler, and it sounds like, that after that match, he some people probably talked to him, and people weren't happy with some of the strategies he was using, and we saw him get a little emotional there. So how do you think he plays and fights these next, or how does he do during his next 3 matches? Are we going to see him kind of tone it back, and is it going to affect his performances?
Yeah, Evan's a really responsive person. I think he will take that information and actually adhere to it. But like Matt said, that's going to be his downfall. What got him to the dance was the way he was fighting. He's done maybe one thing bad. He should get like a penalty or something like that. But I like that the guys checked him because it was, that if left unchecked, it could steamroll into something even worse. So it was kind of like they were saying it was a big brother check. It was like a, hey, we get it, this is jiu-jitsu, but at the end of the day, you can't disrespect, us as human beings with those kind of actions. And if you don't know what you're doing is bad, we're telling you now, and from now you have a choice. You can keep doing whatever you want, but there's going to be a consequence for it. I just feel like it's in Evans. The ball's in Evans' court now.
Yeah, and like Evan was saying in his post-fight interview, he says he's not one-dimensional. So I would love to see Evan come out, show some technique, use those tactics when he needs to. When like he was saying, he doesn't like people to stall on the bottom, but like we saw in the Mike match, he was on bottom and he was messing with Mike's face. So I would love to see Evan come out, show us some technique, and only use those tactics when it's going to get him what he needs to get.
I'm going to say it here. I'm going on the record and saying I think he has performed beautifully. I thought that match against Mike was another beautiful performance. I think he showed a different side of the jiu-jitsu. I mean, that was perfect arm triangle defense against a guy, Mega Mike, who is an absolute killer. And I definitely think that, Joe, you put it beautifully. It was a wake-up call. The ball is in Evans' court. He's got a choice to make. But, I mean, honestly, I think he just has looked so good during this PGF season. And besides one or two things, I think that he hasn't done anything too crazy.
So this is our nuclear reactor. Obviously, your hands can't touch these strings, and you can't reach inside the strings. Okay? So your job is by only using these control rods to put those ping pong balls into that bucket and then raise that bucket so you can get it out. Can't reach through, can't touch the strings. So the little bucket's contents has to go in the big bucket, and the big bucket has to come somewhere where somebody can reach in and grab it without touching the strings.
Like we're gonna pull this around in a circle, wrap the bucket with the rope, keep tension on it, come up and loop and pull it out. All right.
Well, no, you don't want to wrap around it.
You just want to go right
like this. Yeah.
So we're gonna need somebody else to get. Whoa. Actually, that's
we can't reach inside of this.
No, you can't reach inside at all.
Right there. Can you grab it from the sides, keep the tension on it, and lift it on up and put it in? Can you
cross shell string
right under the lips there?
There we go.
There you go.
Put this. How about we knock this bucket over and dump the other bucket into him?
So we don't have to lift
Since they're already on the floor.
Oh yeah, we can move the bucket. There's no rules against that. You just got to get the small bucket inside.
Do we have to get the big bucket back up on top of the board?
No, we got to get the big out.
Yeah, that's what
I have no clue. Evan just made a decision for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got this is deep, bro.
Evan,
this is deep.
That was supposed to take 45 minutes. You want to take 4 hours to do this?
Around the butt. No,
what are you doing to us, Lonnie?
Yeah, and
we want let's outline the goal first.
Here.
Like, because whatever we've got to decide which direction we're paddling, right? So we're gonna knock over the big bucket and try to put the big bucket on top of it.
No,
we're gonna try to slide the smaller bucket into it.
Yeah, so we're downhill on this side.
Try and pick it
So
up.
dump the big bucket that way, and then pull the little ball. Yeah, pull it over and let the balls go into it. Yeah, and then we can tip the bucket up, and then me and him can take these.
Well, they're working. They're solving some problems.
Knocking the bucket to my left.
So you're left.
Like,
there we go.
Oof. Yeah, and
now
now
let's take the do it.
Pull.
Mine are slide.
So
triangle. So triangle on. No, hold on.
One of the balls is out of it.
Yeah, go lower. It's a soft line. There we go.
Now get behind the bottom.
There you go. Oh.
Got that leaf as a bonus.
Dang, the leaf can't be in there.
What?
It's 2 ropes, tension it, pin straight on the side. As long as you keep the tension on, you can lift it up and keep it steady.
There it is.
Alright. Alright, okay.
Hold on.
No!
Get that corner up there. Okay.
Hold on.
Somebody reach in there. Somebody reach.
Hey!
Good job, guys. All right, go send the other victims over here. Good job.
What are the odds that the blue team beat y'all's time?
0.
100% zero.
0 out of -1.
Listen, unless there's a spy giving up answers, there's 0% chance they're winning. Okay.
There's definitely 0%
They had the
chance to do it
advantage.
the way
They
we
lost
did
to us on the teeter-totter after they watched us do it.
Without reaching in the reactor.
Oh, there we go.
But you need to roll. There you go. Now we're gonna put enough tension on it.
Whoa. Pause. Let me get tension first.
Let's drop it low. Drop it some low. Drop it a little.
Oh, we did. Almost.
Ah, it's okay.
Hold on,
It's okay.
Keep going. We need that side over there.
Yo. We're fucking geniuses.
What's up, son?
Careful.
Let's get it! I never thought
I've been doing this 20 years and never seen that done.
This is the most important part. We can't, screw up.
Oh, imagine if y'all spill it right here.
I think they all the same level.
Lift this one.
Oh,
I can't imagine. Oh, I want to see Sam blow up if I drop it. That'll be my favorite. There you go.
The big back. Hey, right there. Slow.
All right, now we have to figure
Reach in there and grab it. They can reach it without touching the strings. So don't reach through.
You got it, Sam. Hey!
13 minutes.
Oh, you got him by 2 minutes.
That's all? Damn, they must have did theirs fast too.
Yeah, they did fast.
The nuclear reactor is that one guy's pulling this way, somebody's got to pull that way. If you don't give back tension, you've got a wet noodle in your hands. That rope doesn't do any good. And so sometimes it looks like they're working against each other when in reality they're working with each other, although they're pulling in opposite directions. Teams that only have one guy try to be the problem solver are not as efficient as teams that work together. You'll see some of that in the video, that a lot of times only 1 or 2 people solve that problem. It's not bad, it's just the way it is.
Yes, sir. For other things too.
You guys are a very articulate group.
Yeah, they a bunch of dumb-looking guys. But
I didn't say that.
In Block 13, there are a bunch of good matches, but the one that I'm really looking at is Elijah Carlton versus Kemoy Anderson. Elijah needs to come out and get a choke. I mean, if he doesn't do it, then he's going to finish second place, at least point-wise, in my opinion. Now, maybe something crazy happens, but I think he'll be basically handing Hunter the PGF regular season championship based on points. Guys, I really want to hear your thoughts on Jake Elkins versus Zack Edwards, because Zack is really starting to come alive. We've seen some really slick leg lock entries. We saw Matt Elkins get in on Jake's legs. Is the Squidbilly going to tap Jake Elkins by leg lock?
I don't think so. You saw Zack the last match, kind of limp off, and he's holding his back, and I think that he's still so his game predominantly is inversions and leg locks, and that's what's hurting his back even more. So I think that Jake will be able to put weight through whatever Zack is attacking. So I'm really thinking that Jake's going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I think Lindsay said it best. I think Jake was less likely to, put all his weight on his little brother who he knows is injured, but a stranger, I think he's going to drop the hammer down on those inversions, and it's going to keep Zack from really getting the finish. But also, like Matt said, we saw that Matt can get into these leg entries, so Zack definitely can get into these leg entries, and there's definitely a possibility of him finishing over Jake Elkins.
And looking at Hunter Colvin versus Randy Roden, I mean, could this be a stumbling block for Hunter Colvin? He's had a perfect season. Like you said, Joe, I mean, we've seen Elijah be flawless, and Hunter's just been a little bit better and a little bit better tactically with his point opportunities. He knows, I'm sure, how many points he has, like what the difference between him and Elijah is. Does he put it away, choke out Randy Roden?
Absolutely. I love Randy. We all love Randy. He's just a personality. You know, we love to see him grow through the PGF. But I feel like he's never experienced what he's about to experience in Hunter Colvin. And before, I would have said, you know, Randy's strength would play a factor. But I saw what Hunter Colvin did to Jake Elkins, who I consider probably the strongest person in this tournament, if not the top 2 strongest. So I feel like strength is not going to be an issue. The transitions are going to be too crisp and too fast for Randy to really have time to even react. And it really just comes down to, does Hunter want the points? And by this time, he should be aware that he needs these points. So I feel like he gets it done with a choke, hopefully within regulation. But let's see how good Randy's defense is.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Hunter knows exactly where he is with Elijah trailing, and I think that he wants to put even more distance between the two. And I really think that Hunter is going to be able to get the submission, but I really hope it starts on the feet and we get to see some wrestling. I'm really excited.
I'm going to be shooting for 7.
So we just heard from Sam Barbosa. He's shooting for 7. I like the quick to the point Sam going in there looking for 7 points, and he's looking at second place now with Elijah having settled for a couple of joint locks. He's only 6 points back, and so it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening in this match. I mean, he's definitely going out guns a-blazing. Guillotine, I think, is definitely going to be his preferred choice of finish.
A little bit of wrestling by Sam.
Nice takedown. Already wrapping that head. Grayson needs to be careful. If he comes up on his side at all, he's going to jump on that guillotine. But if he stays flat, you can see he's also putting him in that dilemma of a north-south choke as well.
Yeah, he also needs to watch that elbow. If it gets too deep, Sam could go to the other side for some darces as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're starting to see a lot of the same plays. Right now we have seen, this is the 13th match we have seen of both of these guys. So you kind of know what to expect at this point.
Guys, let's take this opportunity. May 21st is going to be the finale, the 8-man tournament, no time limit, sub only. May 21st, 6 p.m.
What did you say? No time limit, sub only?
I did.
And where's it going to be at?
Epic Church.
And it's going to be live?
Live.
Whoa. So now it's 1 minute just passed, and guys, it's also going to be in Decatur, Alabama.
And with that, Sam gets the tab. Didn't get the extra points, but gets the job done.
I just hit like a diesel squeezle variant from side control because I wanted the 7 points. Like, he's a monster, but he's only been doing this 2 years, and like he's got a high upside. It's just a matter of time.
That choke gives Sam 6 points added to his total. He is now at 65. Grayson remains at 11. So for block 13, the red team is at 0. The blue team is at 6.
It'll be rough. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's been sitting down. So if he does that, it's just like try to pass the guard best I can. Put the pressure on. I mean, he's shown even with that leg hurting him, but he's still capable of doing good guard work and sweeping. So just trying to stay low, get in there, try to pass, and put the pressure on best I can.
Next match we have Matt Elkins, the brown belt. Him and his brother have a gym, so if you guys are ever in Birmingham, you have to go check out Matt. I know you've seen this season, you know these two dudes are as legit as it gets. But man, Matt's coming off a big win, and I think he's going to take that confidence in. Like, he's got the Thanksgiving bragging rights, and he's about to try and take off Joshua Gibbs' head.
Yeah, tonight's definitely Matt Elkins' night.
Sits again.
Josh coming off of a leg lock loss. Head is a little low. Immediately into one of Matt's specialties, his guillotine. He twists to try to get out, but Matt stays on it. Looking to finish within that extra points.
He's going to get the tap. Man, that was quick. Another diesel squeezer. So that was 2 diesel squeezer variant chokes. Guillotine choke variants.
I'm gonna need a few of these Pringles. Get your boy's speech back in order. Thank you for your support of the PG and or F with Coke Zero.
That choke gives Matt Elkins 6 points, so added to his total, he is now at 52. Joshua Gibbs remains at 13. So for block 13, the red team is at 6, the blue team is at 6.
That's going to be a tough one. He's good wrestler. I was saying I can out-wrestle him. I ain't going to out-wrestle anybody here, really. Really good pressure, and I'm definitely going to have my hands full. I'm going to have to throw some fireworks at him. Something to throw him off. Maybe a little Imanari roll or something. Hit him out of the blue. I don't know. Try something. And if that don't work, then just stay seated and try not to get smashed too much. Try to work my frames a little bit better. Try to work my kazushis. Just stay focused. Just stay balanced. Just keep my mind in the game and not take myself out before I'm actually out, which is what's been happening the last couple of days. So,
dude, he showed that he's got some game tonight. People don't need to be sleeping on man. He's been hurt and was a little banged up, and I think was kind of struggling to find himself. And it was a fight or flight response, and I saw some fight in him tonight. He's got some game. He slapped a sweet triangle on somebody tonight. Picked up a leg lock too. He can. Hey, don't be sleeping. He's good, right? And so, we'll be respecting what he's got in the game, and we'll sort it tomorrow.
I love this renewed spirit that Zack Edwards is showing, because the PGF had taken his soul for a little bit. He had a couple of days, a couple of blocks where he was just not there, and he is back. And you can see the energy, and I think, man, this is a really winnable match for him. Now, Jake is an absolute monster, but Jake has had a couple of tough matches recently, and I think that, man, I think Zack might have the advantage here.
Wise decision by Zack. Pulls guard, but Jake looking to pass off of it. Zack inverting, looking for legs. Jake knows what's up.
Really nice.
Uses leg drags to stay away from those leg locks and smashes his legs anytime he's back in the neutral zone. Look for Jake to shelf some of these legs up.
That was a beautiful pass. Just really nice awareness by Jake to get those knees smashed together, pass around the outside, and now he's in smash position.
Yeah, Jake knows the importance of underhooks.
Now this, I was going to say, he buggy chokes Jake Elkins.
With a bad back.
Yeah. I don't know though, man. I think obviously his back's hurt, but I think when you find that positivity, the injury doesn't hurt his back.
Yeah, they need to tell that to the chiropractors. Get rid of that medicine. We don't need
no extra point.
We got positivity. Tell Zack's getting frustrated, and Jake is just. Jake's in to prove a point. And you can see the ferocity of him against Zack versus him against Matt was completely
looking
different.
for a punch choke. That's deep.
Yeah, he's
He gets
gonna get
the
that
tap. Dude, Jake Elkins is a beast.
Yeah, that's a monster right there.
Nice punch choke.
I almost executed my plan. I kneeled down in front of him, and I wanted to jump up and try and get him with an elevator guillotine and sweep him over, but I just couldn't get the neck, and he ended up passing and just squeezed my neck off. So there was that.
That choke gives Jake Elkins 6 points, or added to his total. He now is at 56. Zack Edwards remains at 26. So for block 13, the red team is at 12. The blue team is at 6.
Yeah, that'll be just real quick sitting, and I just don't think he's experienced enough in jiu-jitsu to really be able to stop anything I'm going to do. I'm just going to take his wrestling away from him right away and get him knocked out quick because I got a tough day tomorrow.
Hunter's a killer. He's like a breathing, walking back take. That's going to be a very interesting match. We're probably as far apart on like the scoring so far as that we could be, but I think that I don't know. I might be able to get it. Maybe, probably not, but it would be something if like one of the lower tier guys end up getting the top guy. So.
All right, so we have Randy representing the blue team and going against his captain, or no, not his captain, excuse me, Sam Barbosa is the captain, but going against their number 1 point scorer and the leader in the PGF currently, Hunter Colvin. And it's funny, everybody's talking about Hunter like they picked him as the best guy. You know, you haven't really heard that about Elijah. And it seems like everybody's just like, no, Hunter's like the best guy. So I find that really interesting.
I think a lot of that has to do with just the demeanors. You know, Hunter comes in like the Terminator. Elijah's more loosey-goosey. So we kind of doubt his dominance, but it's really ridiculous at this point to doubt Elijah.
Amen. But man, Hunter looking pretty good. Stops the initial burst from Hunter.
Well, Randy looking really good.
Yeah, Randy, excuse me. Randy's looking really good. Yeah, you see just stopping those body locks. He needs to get out of there.
Lock.
He needs to get out of there.
Let's see if Hunter takes the leg. Because he could use this to sweep and get on top. But everybody that's felt Randy has just noticed like you should just probably take whatever submission you can take. Because he just has such good base. Look at that. I bet he uses that with it. Hunter does a good job cutting that angle and taking the back.
Beautiful job cutting the angle and getting the back take.
Hunter is going for this rear naked.
Oh, just
there
punches
it.
That's it. That's 6.
That's experience right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Yeah,
Hunter's that dude, man.
He had that ankle lock.
So there we go, guys. Hunter is the regular season champion, right? Well, I guess he has to win his next match to really secure it.
He like super surprised me, like aggressive, like from the get-go. Like he knew I was going to sit, and like he was like, before you even sit, I'm gonna ankle pick you. Like ankle picked me, and got into that dog fight position that he's been getting everyone with. And it took like a couple times, but eventually was able to shrug and like get to the back and finish.
The toughest guy here. I was looking forward to that match. I knew it was going to be really physical. The match started at a high pace. I don't even remember at what point or the minute mark that it was over because I was just so into it. But obviously, he's been doing it. Everyone eventually got to the back and finished rear naked. He's tough.
So that rear naked choke gives Hunter 6 points added to his total. He now is at 78 points. Randy remains at 11. So for block 13, the red team is at 12. The blue team is at 12.
You know, smart thing to do to get on his back, but I feel like that's where he probably wants me to be. It'd be a lot harder for me if I start from his back. I don't know. Kevin's a tough monster. I don't know. I'll just have to see that one when I get there. Try not to get hurt.
These matches have been going quick in block 13, guys. Really quick. Trying to see some quick submissions. Again, guys have kind of seen each other's games. They know, like, hey, I know I can get a quick submission, so I'm going to go for it. And here we have a interesting matchup. And Kevin, who had some really good moments in the middle of the season, but his last couple of matches, he's kind of fallen back into a little bit of a funk. But he's going against Judo Justin Williams, and Kevin needs points.
Kevin's coming in hot. Patented Kevin throw right there.
Oh, he's going in on that north-south choke.
He's looking for those extra points.
But he's 11 points back from Kemoy, so this is a really big match. Kevin has to get a choke finish.
Yeah, if he gets those extra points, that would be huge. But, you know, Judo Justin just known for his frames at this point.
Yeah. And again, like we talked about in his last match, he's fighting a different game than Kevin. He's not going to try and really submit Kevin unless the opportunity just is there. But he's going to defend with everything he's got.
Kevin's doing this little ninja choke setup.
Well, it's actually a Japanese. I think.
Oh, the necktie?
Oh. Yeah.
15 more seconds.
Back to a north-south.
10 seconds left for extra points. Kevin's not really deep on anything, but he's attempting.
It's so tough with the hands right there. Justin's got his hands in, gets to his knees. Nice.
Beautiful defense by Judo Justin, but he can tell. Oh, with the throw by Judo Justin.
Justin, let's go. Dude, I've been waiting for that.
That is the hypest moment in PGF right now.
Let's go.
Yo.
And now Kevin's on bottom. And again, we've seen Kevin have an issue with his gas tank, but he's up into turtle, and Judo Justin's got his arm way too. You need to be careful. Nice job by Kevin, though, getting that double leg.
Judo Justin looking for a Kimura for a second, but he needs to be careful getting cross-faced. Both men breathing pretty deeply already.
Yeah, Kevin needs to just take a second. He's lost the extra point opportunity. Still got 4 minutes to work, and opening up Judo Justin is going to take a little bit of time. So catch his breath, and he needs to figure out a plan of attack.
Kevin trying to open those arms up and get a reaction out of Justin.
Yeah, that was really good use of trying to get an Americana to force Justin onto his side. But Justin does a good job, though, refacing. Kevin going back, switches to the other side.
Justin keeping his back flat because he knows if he gets to his side, Kevin has way more attacks in that kind of position.
Didn't block off that elbow.
Yeah, Kevin missed an opportunity right there. And he hasn't really had any. That was like his first really good look at a submission, and he missed that arm.
Justin showcasing some electric chair.
Oh, man.
Okay, some offensive.
He loses the lockdown, though, and now he's in trouble.
This has definitely been the most movement we've seen from Judo Justin, so I wonder if he's going to be just a little bit more gassed. He's gotten off a couple of movements.
Oh, look at this compression by Kevin.
Kevin's good at this. And he gets the tap with the compression, and he gets 6 points. That's a big 6 for Kevin. He needed that.
Huge win.
I really need to add this in my game. That's a gnarly submission.
Yeah, we got to have Kevin teach us that.
I tried to catch him on the north-south. I thought I was going to land perfectly in the north-south in the first minute. That's what I was aiming for, the 7 points. And I was like, oh, great. And then I missed it. I was like, damn it. So I ended up finishing him later. What did I finish?
Diaphragm choke.
The diaphragm choke. That's what I was thinking about that. Kevin, I really enjoyed grappling Kevin. I was not looking forward to that one. Kevin's a beast. And, I really had fun grappling him. I actually got to pull off a throw. I felt like I locked him down and got a sweep out of it. Actually worked my top side control for the first time all season. Maybe it's just me. It just took me, 15 matches to get my groove, but I felt way better tonight.
That kill gives Kevin 6 points added to his total. He now is at 21. Justin remains at 7. So for block 13, the red team is now at 12 and the blue team is at 18.
Another dude that I will, he's pretty slow on his feet, so I think I'm just going to have to go out there and push it the whole time, try to ankle pick him, either sit and come back up. I've seen a lot of guys have really good luck with him on that just because he steps super heavy on his feet, or just try to really just body the hell out of him and push it, kind of be the aggressor in that situation, get him on his back and keep him there.
James coming off a couple of impressive leg lock finishes. He's added a couple of 4-point victories. This gets tough. This is a tough test for him in Mega Mike Johnson. Mega Mike has been tough for pretty much everybody in the PGF except for the top 2 or 3 dogs. So we will see. We know Mega Mike's going to be on top. Can James Regina get to the line?
Mike just came off of that draw where I know he's a little frustrated that he didn't get that finish.
James is always way bigger than I expect him to be.
He doesn't play his size though. He plays like he's smaller.
You're exactly right. He definitely plays like a smaller guy,
which is okay. Well, you should take advantage of that size, man.
Oh.
Like Mike does. Gets a beautiful takedown to the pass guard.
Big mistake by James. And that's the issue. When you don't really have the wrestling and you try and wrestle, sometimes you make really bad reactions to takedowns and you end up getting deep, into letting your opponent get into a deep pass. And Mike's already in the position he wants to be in with 5.5 minutes to work.
Yeah. And Mike just has really good guard passing. He's one of the best guard passers of this season.
Yeah. You see him trying to punch choke. I think this is the first time we've seen him attempt a punch choke.
Yeah, you can tell like now that Mike is not personally into this fight. He just looks a lot sharper. He has more variety in his attacks and patience. And with that said, James gets a sweep.
Time to bridge and roll.
Let's see how well Mike can do from bottom and how well James is from top.
So the the extra point is out of play. But James is on top now, and let's see what he can do.
Mike
we
opens
really
up
haven't
the guard.
seen James much on top all season, have we?
James looking for a leg entry, but Mike is in this De La Hiva, using it to.
Ooh, excellent back step.
Oh no, Mike's in trouble. Mike's in a lot of trouble.
He's in on a DOA.
If Mike can get that knee to the ground, he'll be all right, but
he's going to turn it into a toe hold.
Mike needs to get up quick.
Oh,
put that foot on the ground.
He needs to get that leg straight.
He needs to kick James's elbow, lock his feet up. And with that, Mike does a good job staying calm in that situation. I think James might have rushed that a little bit too much.
I think Mike stayed calm. Definitely not the best leg defense.
Yeah, but he got the job done.
He got the job done.
He took a gamble because there was moments where he wasn't doing anything, and that was a little scary.
Yeah, he definitely let his leg stay bent for way too long.
Yes, and there was moments where he turned the wrong direction, but he came back to the right direction.
Are you good, Mike?
Yeah. All right, Mike's back on top. That should be a sigh of relief, but James, it's an opportunity he just missed to, seal the deal on a very tough opponent.
Nice, man. Two really good movements on bottom from James. That bridge and roll, timing it as Mike tried the punch choke.
Mike using these windshield wipers to try to contain James's long feet.
Oh, this is a mistake.
Oh, Mike in with his own leg lock attempt, but he's a little slow with it. He needs to speed it up a little bit. Comes back up, looking to guard pass again.
He needs to stay past. We saw what happened when Josh tried to leg lock.
Mike just stuck his leg right into that pocket.
Oh, got his leg bent up again. He's going for the knee bar now.
This time he's using that other side foot to kind of peel and get his leg out of danger, but he's still in danger. That's a deep bite.
Yeah,
that's a deep bite.
Deeper bite.
That's huge. Oh, Mike just grits his teeth and gets through that.
This is getting deep.
Mike is keeping James's legs open so that knee
just can't get the grip. Oh, that was a mistake by Mike.
He's got a deep bite, but Mike is doing a good job keeping those knees open. Oh, that was a gamble right there, but looking like it paid out. A little bit of a knee bar, but gets the sprawl.
Just gets his knee line free, and now he's back in the mount, and now he's going to make James pay. And James has got to be exhausted.
Mike already in the head and arm gets the tap.
That was an exhaustion tap, too. I tried my 3 or 4 best moves, didn't get them. End up in bottom mount, and now I'm getting shot.
Yeah, that match stressed me out.
Talk about that.
James, it was a good match, man. It was kind of what I expected. He's a long guy. I knew he was going to try to leg lock me. And I just planned on putting pressure down and playing my game. I had some good transitions. I never really felt in danger. I mean, maybe a couple times it was close, but I was able to pull my leg out the last part and get to mount and finish first time match. So
how'd it go?
It was good. I felt really good. I got in on some decent leg entries. He got me mounted. I rolled him over. Got in on some leg entries. Got to one, heard a couple cracks, and I kind of saw his face. And so I let up mistakenly, and he just ripped that heel out and went back to smashing the shit out of me. So hopefully his ankle will be a little sore. Maybe not, but I did hear a couple cracks, and I was like, oh, I thought you were going to tap. My bad. I should have definitely taken that farther over. And then he caught me in an arm triangle, but it was good. It was a good match.
That arm triangle gives Mike 6 points, so added to his total, he now is at 22. James stays at 18. So for block 13, the red team is at 18. The blue team is at 18.
Boy, is that who I have first round?
Yep.
Awesome. What's that match look like for you?
I don't know, but it'll be a win. I need some chokes. I'm down 10. It's down to me and Hunter. He might beat me on points. Cool. Still got $1,000. He's not gonna sub me, I'll tell you that. Hell, I might sub him and he still beats me. So, how interesting is that?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match because I'm a competitor. I want to grapple against the top guys. Elijah, he won season 1, so this is a match that I need for myself. So I feel like win or lose, if I put on a good match, just do what I'm supposed to do, I feel like that tells me I'm heading in the right direction. But honestly, I feel like it's a match I could win though. He's real good at leg locks, but I feel like if you could avoid the leg locks, pass, get to side control, I feel like with my pressure, I'll be able to keep him where I want him and work my game from there.
I'm just fascinated that Elijah doesn't get the same respect as Hunter. Like, dudes talk about Hunter like, man, he's the top dog. Everyone's kind of like, I think I can hang with Elijah. And he just goes out and slays him in less than like a minute, like everybody. So I like it though. I like Kemoy coming in thinking that, you got to think as a competitor that you can win. And some of the guys have kind of gone into the Hunter matches expecting to lose.
All right, got a minute for extra points. Foot sweep attempt by Elijah. Uses it to pull guard.
This is where Elijah's so dangerous.
Yeah, you heard it from the sidelines. Yep. Everybody knows that triangle is it's like a gravitational pull.
He's just got so many setups, man. I think that like if you could watch Elijah from week 1 of season 1 to this Elijah now, I just think that story would be so beautiful. Just the developments in his game.
Yeah, he's definitely a more improved grappler, which is scary.
He's so much better, man. Like he was awesome last season, but he is so much better this season.
Yeah.
Ooh, arm drag. I love playing that game. Reverse De La Riva to arm drags.
That was such a quick snap on that arm drag too.
So Elijah missed out on the bonus point.
Kemoy's backing up. This is really uncharacteristic, but it's not a dumb plan. It's very smart. A lot of people, because they come to fight, they just go forward, and that there's nothing wrong with strategic retreats, looking for openings. But Kemoy's passing is right here is putting himself in danger for this triangle.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be disciplined with that left arm. See Elijah looking to get control of the wrist.
Kemoy looking to hop over that knee. Oh, no. And look at that. Wow. Elijah's flexibility is very underrated. He just whipped that left leg right to the top of Kemoy's shoulders, almost in like a mission control with no arms. Elijah basically playing a rubber guard here with an overhook on Kemoy's right side.
Nice work by Kemoy though.
Being patient, real patient. Elijah looking to elevate, maybe sweep, or get underneath for a leg attempt. Kemoy notices that and backs out.
Whenever you're losing grip engagements like that, where you're losing inside positions, it's push on the chest, stand up, and if your opponent doesn't restand, you get to restart the whole fight over.
Yeah, just be very careful as you're backing out, because they'll come chasing you sometimes.
Yeah, they will.
Watch my fight with Nilo. I was backing out, and it wasn't pretty.
I mean, Kemoy's getting into his passing positions. I mean, this is how he's been trying to pass everybody. So I think you should definitely be happy that he is getting to play his game.
And he's playing it with confidence. That's the trick. Beautiful pass attempt by Kemoy.
Really
stretches
nice.
Elijah out.
We've only seen Elijah's guard pass one time, and that was briefly by Jake Elkins. So,
yeah, that speaks volume for Kemoy's passing.
The fact that he got that deep, it definitely speaks volumes.
And Elijah's looking like he's breathing a little deeply a little bit now.
Elijah's not used to going 3+ minutes.
And he's going hard against a strong person, so he has to really push. His jiu-jitsu has to have a little more oomph on it.
I think we're going to see Elijah switch tactics and start looking for the leg locks.
I mean, he's got 2 minutes and 22 seconds. He needs to start thinking about scoring at this point. And Kemoy is just growing with confidence.
You can see it.
Yeah. But that might be his downfall, you know, because how safe he was playing in the beginning is the reason why he's in this right now.
Saw a little throat post.
That's a very powerful frame, you know, the throat posts. Especially against strong people.
Is Kemoy going to be able to draw this out?
Ankle pick attempts by Elijah.
I think Elijah's going to get it on the leg.
Yeah, Elijah's already deep on that leg right now.
Oh, he should have backstepped, but he's going to this Ashi.
Kemoy's in trouble. Kemoy's in a lot of trouble. Gets the tap.
Dude, Elijah is that dude. We're talking about the PGF GOAT here.
He looked a little disappointed that he had to settle for that.
Yeah,
footlock instead of a choke.
Well,
but he has to keep that win streak alive.
He does, man. I think that's more important even than finishing first place in the points.
He ran from me for 5 minutes, and I finally caught him.
What'd you catch him with?
Straight ankle.
I guess it kind of went how I expected. I knew he was going to be heavy, chasing the legs. And then if I get in too deep, going to be throwing them legs around, trying to triangle and all type of stuff. Felt like I was doing good. I mean, I was very defensive throughout the whole match because it was just like a puzzle, trying to, you know, crack the puzzle, find a way to pass safely, and it didn't work out how I planned. Eventually, he ended up catching my leg and do what he do. The guy is good, you know. I can't take that away from anybody. He's good.
That break gives 3 points, so added to Elijah's total, he now is at 68. Kemoy remains at 26. So for block 13, the red team now is at 21. The blue team remains at 18.
I'm just going to look to cook him as long as I can, and then just pull a dog out at the right time.
He's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to really come after me, especially after tonight. Tonight got into Evan's head in some other ways that maybe we won't understand yet, and maybe he don't understand yet too. He was being really aggressive and pushing in a way because he's in the hunt. You know what I mean? In a way that maybe he didn't even think he was going to be in there. So he's in uncharted waters for himself emotionally. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. To be honest with you, because the kid's really tough and he's game. And so that's never easy, no matter what, if somebody shows up ready to throw down. So I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have to come in here and, like, be tough, and I'm going to have to kind of big brother him and like, put him in his place, for lack of a better term.
Okay, so this to me is going to show you a lot about Evan Stapler. How does he perform after that emotional? He's emotional after his last match. He's coming in. Guys have kind of told him that they don't like what he's doing. How's he going to perform? He's got this black belt here, this elder statesman. This guy, he's a 10th Planet gym owner. How does Evan take this match against Stephen Eakin?
He better keep that ferocity, because Steven is looking very comfortable. Just, you can tell by the way he's standing. He looks like a typical black belt rolling with one of his blue belts. Just, you know, like, do whatever you want to do. Let's play on the feet.
You're not going to break Stephen Eakin. That's what I know. You know, you're not going to fluster him. I mean, he's fought against some dudes, you know. He's fought against
Foot
some
sweep
really
attempt by Steven. Uses that to snap down Evan's head.
Nice.
Ooh, Evan's like, where you going? Oh, look at that. We got a brand new Evan right there.
Yeah, I was going to. Oh, yeah.
Resetting.
The double leg. The turn away double leg.
And there's a weird taste in my mouth when I saw that now. You know, I was like, man, he needs to still stay aggressive, though.
5 seconds.
Look at that. That was a slap to the head. Not intentional, but, you know. Imanari attempt. I don't like what I'm seeing by Evan.
That's the second time Evan's done an Imanari, and both times, well, at least in the first match, it did not end well.
Yeah, Imanari's not a good idea if you're not a leg locker.
Well, and it just doesn't look like has the Imanari in his game, you know? Like, each time he's attempted it, it's been like...
Go drill, kids. It's okay.
Yes.
You think he was just tired of staying at the feet and he didn't want to just sit?
So he just threw something like that.
Yeah, but that's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Hey, this isn't that wasn't bad. This is not bad guard work from Evan though. That is not bad leg pummeling.
Good job of Evan leg pummeling, controlling the head. I wish he was more aggressive. His arms aren't doing much. He's looking like a blue belt.
Well, what I like though is I think Evan had seen a couple of Steven's prior matches and was like, "Look, we might just stand on our feet. Neither of us is going to shoot, and I want to get this action started." So he did a poor execution of the Imanari roll, but his guards looked really good.
I hope so. Evan looked like he's trying to set something up, but question is what? He hasn't really directed his movement towards a position setup or a submission setup. He kind of seems like he's just keeping Steven at a distance, and that's gonna be a problem because Steven's getting comfortable now, starting to bleed his weight into Evan's legs.
Dude, Evan's guard.
Yeah, it's good, but he doesn't understand triangles right there. Like he's basically in a triangle setup right now. He just doesn't know.
Well, I think this is where we got to like blue belt. Like he doesn't have the fine polishing, but I like what I saw there. It shows that he has the beginnings of a guard.
Me too, but
I honestly thought Steve was just gonna walk right by, like smash right through.
Yeah, but I think the person that got cooked right there was Evan. I think all that weight on him has exhausted him. It's okay to re-pummel, but you can't just stay there re-pummeling. That's exhausting on your core and your legs.
For sure.
Which require a lot of oxygen.
I think Evan, when he decided to go to the bottom of that Imanari attempt, he knew what he was like. This is what you're getting into,
Yeah. Steven easily mounts. This is a problem, Somebody's a lot bigger and has a belly. You just can't frame off that belly. It's like a waterbed. It's a bad idea. Right now, Evan's drowning in his bed, about to get head and arms.
Oh, this is looking deep.
Yeah,
we'll see if this defense works again.
There's a wrist lock potentially right there, but he wants all the points. Steven's going for the full points. Evan is the kind of guy that's not going to tap, but
Evan's not going to tap until he's about to die.
Yeah, and the angle's a little high on this head and arm, but we'll see. Look for Evan to explode right there.
Oh, he got his frame out.
Evan's out. Evan's out.
Evan's out.
Evan's
He's gonna
out.
be around.
Back on the top.
Evan's out. He's free, but his back is exposed.
Oh. Evan needs a tripod.
Yeah.
Tripod immediately.
He's looking for it.
Steven's a little too far up.
Yeah, Evan might get out. Evan's about to get out. But Steven's looking to transition to an armbar, but there's a lot of sweat. That's too much sweat.
Yeah, he's just a little too far off.
Evan's inching out. He's getting out. Steven needs to get his butt back. Wow.
A recovery by Steven Eakin.
Beautiful recovery. Evan's in trouble. He's doing a good job of playing defense, but he needs to get out.
Evan needs to win, get his head to the mat.
Evan with a 2-on-1.
I love that switch right there by Steven Eakin. He felt like he couldn't hold Evan with the traditional hook, so he switched to the single hook. And this is how he finished Grayson. He went to the single hook and got a rear naked
Steven in the
choke.
halfback looking for maybe a twister or a calf crush.
Evan deserves a twister.
Oh, we might get it. Oh, my
Evan's
gosh.
shaking his head.
Yeah.
That elbow.
Evan's hard to twister.
Yeah,
This might have been a mistake by Steven.
I mean, Evan was here when we did Twister Month.
Yeah. We had a whole month where we just stayed in this position, and Evan loved it, so I think he feels okay, but Steven better not let this opportunity go away because he's hungry for the twister.
5 seconds.
He has plenty of other submissions he can go to, and the back is still open.
20 seconds.
Oh, the rear naked is in.
Oh,
Evan's out. Wow.
Oh, my. Dude, Evan's ability to end up on top at the end of these matches is just amazing.
Yeah, I think these guys are getting tired and wanting to put Evan away.
Oh,
wow. What a match by Evan.
What
Steven,
match.
amazing job.
Both guys. That was a phenomenal match.
So this is what I mean. The fact that I had to do it in 6 minutes put too much pressure on me. Had I not felt like I had to get it in 6 minutes, and I knew how tough he was, so I knew that I had to hammer at him. I had to hammer. I couldn't sit and wait for nothing. I had to hammer. And I'm not always good at doing that. So listen to what he said in the song. And then you'll know why he did what he did or how that came about. Straight up.
So you're an Evan fan?
100%. I'm taking him from you.
In this match, I pretty much knew that, well, first he told me how to beat him. He said, you just got to make me panic and you can beat me. So I intended to make him tired and then make him panic. And then I was really going to beat him. But I think I wasted a little bit of time trying to stay up on my feet at first, just hesitating when I should have just sat down. I feel like I could have had a little bit of time at the end there to get on top because I was getting there right as the time was running out. So I think if I just sat to my butt right out the gate, I could have had a little bit of time to finish him because he was done for it. I was almost done for it, but
So that draw gives 0 points to both competitors. So Evan remains at 43. Steven remains at 35. So for block 13, the red team ends with 21. The blue team ends with 18. So the red team are the winners for block 13. So 1 point gets added to each one of their totals. So let's go over the new totals. Elijah is at 69. Jake, 57. Matt, 53. Evan, 44. Zack, 27. Mike, 23. James, 19. Joshua, 14. And the blue team, Hunter, 78. Sam, 65. Steven, 35. Kemoy, 26. Kevin, 21. Randy, 11. Grayson, 11. Justin, 7.
So finishing week 7, the top 4 from the red team, we have Elijah at 69, Jake Elkins at 57, Matt Elkins just passed Evan with his amazing performance. He is at 53, and Evan is 4th, 44. So those 4, if things remain the same, will be representing the red team in the PGF finale, which is when, Lindsay?
May 21st, 6 p.m. at Epic Church.
And that's in Decatur, Alabama. And then the blue team, we have Hunter Colvin still in first at 78, Sam Barbosa at 65, Stephen Eakin at 35, and Kemoy barely ahead of Kevin now in at 26. The top 8 overall, remember guys, the top 4 get paid. So in first place, we have Hunter at 78, Elijah at 69, Sam at 65, Jake Elkins at 57. But he's got his younger brother 4 points back, so that'll be an interesting battle to see who gets paid at the end of this season.
All right, guys, so it's time for Match of the Night, and this is brought to you by Dr. Michael Cantrell, who's an orthopedic surgeon close by in Huntsville, Alabama. So if you have any orthopedic needs, make sure that you're contacting him. So Match of the Night, guys, what do you say?
What you think, Matt?
Man, I think it delivered. The match everybody was talking about and looking forward to, the Elkins brothers. Both guys came out. They were firing on all cylinders. They both had submission attempts. And, Joe, what did you think about that back take?
It was beautiful. It was very Hoffa Mendez, just beautiful, flowy movements by Matt Elkins. He took advantage of the situation and just did a beautiful back take and got the choke. He got to the position where he had strength, which is his arms, because we all know that his leg right now is not in good shape.
Guys, we got to look ahead to week 8. And obviously there's one match. Everybody's had circles since the beginning. If you knew anything about grappling coming in, especially about these competitors, you probably figured Elijah and Hunter Colvin would be near the top. And each guy has pretty much flawlessly went through every other competitor. They both have a match in Block 14, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see 2 undefeated fighters fighting out for the PGF supremacy in Block 15. Guys, what do you expect in that match?
Oh, I can't wait.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm.
Okay, let me do it like this. Who has the leg lock advantage?
I don't. I would say Elijah just off of what we've seen so far, but Hunter hinted that he has leg game. He hasn't showed us really anything. So I'm excited to see Hunter open up and showcase more of his jiu-jitsu other than just that Kimura take. He just did that because he knew that that's unstoppable, but he's got more moves that are probably on that same caliber that we just haven't even seen.
Well, that's true. I mean, with the new rule set, you adjust your game to get more points. So, yeah, we've definitely seen Hunter hunting the chokes.
Yep. I expect both men to just take whatever submission they're not going to care about the choke but I think that if either men can get a choke, it would be a huge statement.
I mean, a flawless season in any sport, right? Whether it's football, NBA, like it's a very, very rare thing. Elijah's already done it once, 24-0. If he can go 15 for 15 in this season, I mean, that's going to be a record that stands maybe forever.
Yeah, and I also think that even though Hunter won the point battle, I feel like if Elijah can get a submission, that kind of cancels that out.
100%. I think so, too. I mean, yes, I get it tactically. Everybody's fighting for points, and whoever's at the top of the regular season standings based on points. But if one guy's 15-0 and one's 14-1, we all know who the man was.
Right.
Exactly.
Head-to-head.
And that's a huge psychological advantage going into the finals.
And another really, really sexy match, man, is 3 versus 4. We've got Sam Barbosa going against Jake Elkins. And that match gives me goosebumps too, because I'm hoping to see some really high-level wrestling, and I think both guys have paths to victory.
I agree. I don't know about those wraps that Sam has on his feet as well as I think
his
Jake.
Shin.
Yeah, his shin. But Jake also looks like he has a knee brace on, but I expect him to wrestle regardless.
I'm really interested in that match as well because we've seen Sam get to a good position and kind of, I won't say stall, but like he gets there and he gets comfortable. But Jake is constantly pushing the pace. And so let's see what that does to Sam's game. Does that make him increase his pace, or does he kind of crumble underneath it?
And then final match, we got to talk about. I think we're going to see who the star blue belt really was.
Ooh,
Randy Roden or Evan Stapler.
This scheduling is amazing. Who did this scheduling?
Dude, it was all computer generated. Seriously, it was all random because people were like, you guys put Hunter versus Elijah at the end. That's not what happened. I promise it was all random, and that's just the way it turned out. It was like the grappling gods set
blessed
up
us.
week 8 of the PGF to be fire.
Evan versus Randy Roden. And both of them are thinking, I'm the best blue belt, so I have to prove that. So that's going to be fireworks. And they both, I think Evan has better attacks, but Randy is just a dominant positional player.
It's going to be hard to sweep him. It's going to be hard to take him down.
I think Randy's a better technical grappler. You can just see it in their matches, right? But Evan, I mean,
he's got a head and arm on him.
He's just got the grit factor. He just has it. He is a competitor, and you just can't teach that. And Evan's got it.
Yeah, but I think Randy also has more experience and is more of a competitor, though.
We'll see.
We'll
find
see.
out next week.
Yeah.
So, Lindsay, you got to talk to us. Hey, I'm a dude. Okay, I'm interested in season 3 of the PGF because this looks amazing and I want to be a part of it. How do I get involved and become a competitor in season 3 for that under 170-pound tournament and competition?
Guys, this is super exciting. So we are going to do 5 qualifiers around the Southeast so that you can get into the PGF. And let me tell you about where these are and what the dates are going to be. So June 26th, we're going to do one here in Decatur. July 10th is going to be in Louisville. August the 14th is in Atlanta. September 11th is going to be in Jacksonville. And October 9th is going to be in Austin. So you guys make sure that you're paying attention for more updates, what schools these are going to be at, how you can enter and register and all of that stuff. That's going to be forthcoming, but just know you're going to have to go through the qualifiers now to get into the PGF.
So, guys, you're a brown and black belt and you think you can dethrone and take out Elijah Carlton, come to those qualifiers. You're a blue belt that wants to make a name for himself. Look, how much exposure has Randy Roden and Evan Stapler got? A ton. So if you think that you can hang, please come to those qualifiers and show us why you should be in season 3 of the PGF.